Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for today's webinar. My name is Yasmin Gomes, and I'm the marketing specialist at OmniClouds. OmniClouds is the leading provider of ITC as a service. Today, we are presenting a webinar with our partner NueTel on secure and reliable IoT cloud-ready infrastructure, presented by Mustafa Raza, VP of Products. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the session, please type them into your chat box to the right, and I'll bring them up at the end of the presentation when we will have time for question and answer. Without further ado, give the stage to Mustafa.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Mustafa Raza. I'm Vice President, Products and Solutions here in OmniClouds. So today's topic is secure and reliable IoT cloud-ready infrastructure by OmniClouds platform. So I will explain you how secure and reliable platform we have to carry the IoT traffic from the edge to the gateway or to the hub, and then definitely go to your private data center or any public data center for some specific vertical IoT applications, because main applications are at the private data center side and at the public data center side. So we need to have very secure connections from your edges to the those applications, or your edges to edges, or your edges to hubs. So let's talk about some challenges, right? What we are facing here. So if you see here that mainly the connectivity challenges we face, like we need a very live or a real-time scalability and analytics, right? When it comes to the IoT data. At the application side, and you need a complete visibility on the application layer, that some of the edges are floating some data towards the IoT data center side of it, like you have to do some analytics on those data. So definitely some data you can get it on the application layer, but when it comes to the connectivity, so you need a very specific data, like about the consumptions, about the traffic patterns from the edges to the data centers. Then you need very application-centric connectivity from the edges to the hubs, and hubs to the data center applications hosted at the private data centers or at the public data centers. And on top of that, you need a security stack. Definitely, your IoT application providers are ensuring the security at the application level, but you also need some security stacking at the transport level, it has to be integrated with the applications as well. So our platform gives you luxury to have that integrated security stack with the connectivity between the edges and the hubs, and the hubs and the data centers. Okay, so these are some challenges what we have for our IoT communication between devices, between edges, between data centers and the gateways. When you talk about IoT, so what we are claiming here, that our platforms give you this provisioning so that you can activate your IoT edges or hubs or the gateways to the public cloud providers, right? So most of the IoT applications, this is what you're seeing in the market, and these are the trends, like the AWS and Azure and Google's. They are with the ready IoT applications for specific verticals, right? You just need to connect them in a very secure and reliable manner. So our solutions provide you, the segregation of data, like the management of those IoT edges and gateways and the cloud. The whole management is, you know, um, very secure when it comes to control plane, when it comes to data plane, and it's a very you can say it's a very segregated type of traffic patterns from your side when it comes to the management of IoT infrastructure. You have some features like we can provide you the redundant links on your edges, at your edge gateways or hubs, so that you can connect to your IoT application providers in a very secure and reliable manner. And then you can manage those IoT hubs, gateways, and the edges, remotely from a centralized location. And then, when it comes to the implementation of such system, it's really rapid. It's complete, what you call complete deployment through the centralized environments. And then we have different topologies when it comes to edge to edge, edge to hub, hub to DC, edge to DC directly, hub to DC. So all these things you can manage through our platform, which is a pure mesh topology when it comes to transport layer. And then it's a it's a single pane of glass for us. Why? Because you can manage the whole thing through one screen. It's a single stop shop. You can manage your edge through that centralized location. You can manage your cloud applications. You can manage your hubs, and you can implement some application-centric routing, application quality of service. You can manage the telco internet. Either it can be a 5G, either it can be a broadband, either it can be a DIAs. So you can manage everything from a single pane of glass. And then you can see here the architecture of IoT. So you have IoT edges at the right side, and then you have IoT's hubs in the middle. And if you are not using hubs, so definitely you can push the data from IoT edge directly to the private data centers or the public data centers, or maybe your global sites, right? So we have a platform where we can mix and match multiple underlay technologies. Either it's MPLS or ADSL or DIAs or 5G, 4G, right? And even you can merge some of the links. Even if it's a VSAT, we can do that, right? So this is a load balancing on those multiple technologies when it comes to reachability to the IoT application servers. It will give you some performance enhancement. It will give you the reliability. It will give you the routing, which is definitely a application aware routing. And then on top of that, we can provide you the visibility and the security analysis on one screen. When I say security analysis on one screen, it means that we have a solution which is integrated, with our whole security stack. So we have SOC, we have NOC, and we have, all the virtualized, you can say, segments when it comes to new generation firewalls at the edge side or at the hub side or the data center side. We have some security solutions when it comes to IPS, IDS, UTM. So you can implement such security stacks at the edge side and at the data center side, or even at the hub side. So these are the benefits what we discussed earlier. That some of them definitely I explained you the remote and centralized provisioning. It's a very rapid provisioning, and our teams are very professional to implement even the thousands of sites in a week or so, right? So it's all depends the architecture, and for us it's like a templates, and then we can push those templates remotely and from the centralized locations. You can also manage, our partners can also manage, they have their multi-tenancy multi-tenancy organizations where they can manage their whole customer base. Then we have like some features which we discussed earlier, that we have a segmentation when it comes to encryptions, control plane, data plane, then the complete life cycle managed by OmniClouds. We discussed the security stack. We discussed the real-time visibility. We discussed some of the cloud connectivities, point-to-point cloud connectivities. Either it's a SaaS services, like maybe some of the applications, IoT applications you are using on the SaaS platform. Some of the applications, we are giving you some IaaS platform. So this is what we are doing. These are the you can say elements or objects when it comes to connectivity to Amazon, Google, Azure for the ready IoT applications. So we have like a IoT analytics director at our data centers in different countries. Like we have data centers and these objects in UK, we have in UAE, we have in Bahrain. These are we are playing with the multiple orchestration layers, and we have around 28 gateways around the world, so that you can connect to our gateways and the to create a complete mesh in a very optimized optimized way. So we in OmniClouds, we always work on the pure Opex model, right? So we are giving you some managed services. You don't need to buy any hardware. You don't need to buy any license or software associated with that hardware. We just need providing you the services per site, or you can say per edge or per user. It's all depends. And then we provide you the white labeling when some of the partners are here. So they are, doing the white labeling. They're doing, because it's a multi-tenant, so they are doing everything. And we have like some features like price protections for our partners. And then, you don't need to go for the investments and all that. You can use our multi-tenancy and white label platform. And this is what I discussed earlier, that we have some, unique selling point, pay as you go things, because we are charging you per month, per site or per edge. And, the cloud connectivities are also per month. We are connected to Azure, we are connected to Amazon, we are connected to Azure UAE, London, and we have around like 1,600 termination points when it comes to connectivity to the cloud providers, because it's a ready IoT infrastructure. So this is what we are doing, and it's a very secure and very reliable. And then it's with the optimized latencies because of our backbones in 28 countries. This is all about. So I'm ready to take your questions on a chat box, and then we'll reply you accordingly. Thank you very much, guys, for this session, for your time. Thank you very much.